morning, it's 4:30 and things are waking up early with Wake Up Northwest. I'm Meredith Jones. It's Tuesday, March 24th. Let's say hello to Monty Webb. He has a quick look at our weather right now. Good morning, Monty.
Hey, good morning, Meredith. Good morning, everyone. A little damp for some of us. We have an area of low pressure moving through the region right now, and it's bringing us a little bit of rain. What do you say we take a look at our Doppler radar? We've got that set into motion, and you can see over the last hour we have a little pocket of some moderate rain over northern sections of Benton County on its way towards Franklin County here, and we'll keep some scattered showers in the forecast this morning, but that low is moving off to the east, and so these rain showers that we have around now should be ending by mid to late morning. Snow up in the mountains where we could see several inches of snow above 3,500 feet. Current temperatures now 38 chilly wet degrees in Ellensburg. Yakima looking at 41, and the Tri-Cities checking in with a current temperature of 48 degrees. Here's a look at our planner as we help you plan out your day in Yakima. Near 40 and some showers around at 7. Winds increasing by midday, 54 at noon, and this afternoon those winds gusting up to about 20 miles an hour with a high of 60 in the Yakima Valley. For the Tri-Cities, mid-40s and those showers at 7, becoming windy again this afternoon. A noon temperature of 55. We could see gusts 30 to 35 miles an hour in the Columbia Basin with an afternoon high of 62. Hey, coming up, we'll have that detailed 7-day forecast, a nice warming trend on tap, and we'll give you some more details about the mountain snow. Meredith?
All right, thank you, Monty. Well, it looks like certain administrators in the Cowan-Benton School District will be allowed to carry guns on campus. The school district approved it last night. Under the new policy, school officials will volunteer as security officers, and the district will pay for 40 hours of training, the licensing, and the cost to carry the gun. Administrators will also go through a thorough screening process. The superintendent says the main purpose is to act as the initial line of defense in case of an emergency that threatens the safety and security of students and staff. Well, we'll have to wait until April 7th to see whether or not the Yakima City Council will appeal a federal judge's ruling to adopt a new district-based election system. Now, they were expected to make a decision at a meeting yesterday, but one council member was absent. A federal judge ruled that the city needs to change their voting districts to better represent Latino voters. The city filed a motion last week requesting to reverse the judge's decision, which was denied. On Capitol Hill today, Secret Service Director Joseph Clancy is back in the hot seat answering questions about problems with the agency. The House Oversight Committee wants to know more about a March 4th incident involving 2 senior agents who disrupted a White House crime scene involving a possible bomb. The 2 agents allegedly drove to the crime scene after drinking at a party. Now, the Secret Service won't allow agents with first-hand knowledge of this incident to testify, leaving committee leaders disappointed. Also in D.C. today, the Afghan president, along with other officials from his government, will make an appearance at the White House. Now, they're expected to meet with President Obama to discuss American funding for security in Afghanistan and future U.S. troop levels there. The Afghan president has already met with the Secretary of Defense Ashton Carter as well as the Secretary of State John Kerry. New this morning, U.S. troops are being told to scrub their social media, delete personal information online after the terror group ISIS published a hit list of 100 American soldiers. Tracy Potts has the details.
Military experts call it a scare tactic.
This mental threat.
ISIS published names, photos, and home addresses of 100 military members, urging followers to kill them.
We take the safety of our people very seriously.
The military is not offering protection.
You just don't have enough resources to follow these threats or potential threats 24/7.
Instead, they're telling troops to scrub their social media. They believe all the information was already out there online.
It worries me the fact that our information is out there.
Military experts think it's more talk than action.
The goal of the terrorists, let's face it, is to kill one and frighten 10,000.
Its most significant elements, but
today, President Obama talks with Afghanistan's new leader about pulling remaining U.S. troops from the war on terror there.
By the end of 2016 or the beginning of 2017 is one that we've been pretty clear and firm on.
Right now, we've got about 10,000 troops in Afghanistan. The White House plans to bring that down to 1,000 or 1,500 to work with the Afghan forces and protect our own diplomats there. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
The Pentagon has already contacted all 100 people on that list, and the FBI is still working to determine how credible this threat may be. Well, meanwhile, it's been nearly 3 weeks since 23-year-old Alonzo Madrigal was shot and killed in Hermiston, and investigators believe they have made a breakthrough in the case. On Wednesday, Hermiston police located a car in the Los Angeles area that they believe could have been involved in the shooting. A Hermiston police officer traveled down to L.A. over the weekend to help crime lab officials process the vehicle. We talked to the victim's sister, and she says the hardest part about losing her brother is that his 2 young kids are now without their father. She said Madrigal has never been involved in gangs, and Hermiston police agree. However, police do believe the shooter is gang-related. His sister tells us her brother had been receiving threats for talking to a gang member's ex-girlfriend. And Crime Stoppers need your help to find this man right here. He's wanted in Kennewick. Police say 20-year-old Michael Patrick Wood was involved in a series of residential burglaries in Kennewick dating back to January. If you have any information on Wood, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 586-TIPS or 1-800-222-TIPS. We're finding out a computer glitch that sent out the wrong information to victims' families on the release of prison inmates in Oregon is just about fixed. A spokesperson says the victim notification system, known as VINE, should be back to normal today. The Corrections Department suspended the system on Friday after more than 8,700 incorrect notices went out to victims and their families. One alert wrongfully said that a prisoner convicted of killing 2 schoolgirls in Oregon City had been discharged. The glitch was caused by routine database maintenance. The numbers are in, and it looks like the number of uninsured U.S. residents has fallen by more than 11 million in the last 5 years. According to the Centers for Disease and Control Prevention, that leaves 37 million people without health insurance. Now, that's the lowest number in 15 years. In Washington, being able to buy marijuana legally doesn't mean anything goes. There's a lot of rules in place, and with those rules comes more questions for lawmakers. Right now, the state does not allow customers to pick up legalized pot at a drive-through window. Now, whether you can buy marijuana products from a secured vending machine is still undecided. Customers cannot smoke marijuana in public, but the Liquor Control Board is asking for more specific guidelines, which a new bill is working to address. Several bills are heading to House Appropriations Committee to address these questions in the coming weeks. And recent lab testing reveals today's marijuana is a lot stronger than it used to be. Now, scientists tested samples of pot being sold in Colorado, and they found levels of THC, a psychoactive compound in pot, were close to 30%. Now, that's 3 times higher than it was 3 decades ago. The lab also found more contaminants than expected, such as butane and fungi. All right, it's now 4:38. You're watching Wake Up Northwest. Coming up next, our full weather forecast with meteorologist Monty Webb. Stay with us.